Hello all! This month I'm going to be speaking about basics of meditation. We have 3 videos coming up, and today I'm going to talk about how to meditate. It is a very useful process. It's a very useful practice, as you know, when done right. And I see that more and more people are growing interest in meditation, and there are more and more people also doing classic Vedic meditation. So I'm going to be talking about how should we meditate, what should we pay attention to for a proper meditation practice, and what's meditation. I'm going to briefly answer all of these questions, these common questions you've been asking us. You've been sending messages, and also I hear a lot of my students wanting to learn more about meditation these days. So first of all, what's meditation? Being a classic Vedic meditation teacher, what I'm going to be speaking about in these videos is probably very different than what's out there. First of all, meditation is a teaching that's mainly based on effortlessness. It is an experience where we learn to raise our awareness just by sitting down with our thoughts, staying in the present moment, facing ourselves, facing our emotions, and meditating actually means going on a spiritual journey. It's a very deep, it's a lifelong spiritual journey. With meditation, we can experience many different layers of our consciousness. We can experience many different layers of our thoughts, thinking habits, our perceptions, our judgments, and we actually connect with our true selves. And we can actually do this by just staying by ourselves. So what's the difference between the teaching and the practice of meditation? When you look at the meditative practices that are used on the 21st century, and as a classic Vedic meditation teacher, sincerely, I don't see them as meditation. But the meditation techniques that are taught out there, most people use, are actually very different than the real method. Meditative practices, which are usually called relaxation practices, include various techniques. They include instant relaxation techniques with short-term benefits. They include some breathing techniques, and however, these practices don't deepen the spiritual process, and they don't carry us to the next level of spiritual transformation. When I say meditation, or when I talk about meditation, I talk about classic Vedic meditation. I particularly refer to the age-old, hundreds of years of old classic Vedic meditation, because when we use classic Vedic meditation, then we can experience different levels of our consciousness, and classic Vedic meditation allows us to understand and deepen the truth about ourselves and about our life. When you look at what's different between what's practiced out there and what's in Vedic tradition, is that there are, first of all, in classic Vedic tradition, there are 2 essential principles. One is being able to accept yourself, just being there for yourself, sitting with yourself without any outside disruption. No noise, no music, no other implementation, no one talking to you. And the second is facing yourself. And I see that many people nowadays practice something called meditation, but they are actually referring to practices, relaxation techniques that relax them, help them go to sleep, or maybe help them think more positive. When you look at classic Vedic meditation and the spiritual journey that lies beyond that classic Vedic meditation, it is the opposite. It starts with facing ourselves, and then it leads to being able to stay with yourself any moment with anything that's going on in your system. So it's kind of like a deepening path for your spiritual practices. So what should we pay attention to before starting meditation? To begin meditating, especially if you talk about a classic way of meditation, first of all, we need to prepare for it. Learning meditation, learning the mind, how it works, the consciousness is very important. Because meditation, classic Vedic meditation, is a very serious process that improves and grows us physically and mentally. And it requires a devoted, regular practice. Therefore, when you decide to go into meditation, like when you decide to join the real meditation path, which is a deep spiritual path, make sure you have the best training. Because unless you train what the mind is, what meditation means, it is very hard for you to go on each day meditating at least for 1 hour. Another questions I've been getting from my students: can we use smartphone apps for meditation? And you're gonna laugh at this answer, but I think using smartphone applications are great for breathing exercises and mindfulness or relaxation techniques. But when it comes to meditation, meditation is a process you go, is a journey you go alone. You can't do it with someone's voice, or you can't even do it with music. You need to learn to focus on yourself without anyone's guidance. And in order for the meditation to bring you a lasting benefit, in order for you to grow spiritually, it is crucial for you to learn to stay in the moment, in yourself, in your being, and alone. The other question was, can I learn to meditate on my own? Meditation is a process, and when you look at the classic Vedic tradition, it starts with a teacher, it ends with a teacher. It is taught and led by teachers. So in order to really learn and deepen your meditation, that's the most important process. Having a teacher is necessary according to the classic Vedic meditation, having guidance, having someone guide you. Of course, if you want to go deep, if you want to go deep into the process, if you want to go deep into the spiritual journey, if you just want relaxation techniques, you can just use an app for that. Meditation gets deeper and deeper as you practice, and you have a lot of questions. Therefore, in order for us to go deeper in that spiritual path, we need answers, and we need those answers from a teacher. We can benefit from a real guide. And people have been asking, like, which type of meditation should I practice? I'm a beginner, which type is best for me? Of course, there are a lot of different types of meditation practices these days, and I'm going to be talking about those different techniques in my next video. So watch my next video and understand all the techniques, and you can choose according to your needs. However, if you want to dive deep, and if you want a genuine spiritual experience, if you want to spiritually grow and expand and grow in your being and grow in your truth, I suggest and recommend only classic Vedic meditation. Classic Vedic meditation is the ancestor of all types of meditation, and in my own journey for over 20 years, I have learned and mastered this practice down to the smallest detail and became a teacher. And it wasn't easy for me to teach this practice, because I know unless I can balance and I can manage all my thoughts, I'm no use. So I had to go deep with all the principles. And my first advice is, no matter which practice you choose, start with classic Vedic meditation, because it's the real way of meditating. And how? After learning to meditate, after learning the 5 levels of the mind, after learning what consciousness is about, you go, if you want to do it with me, we have meditation groups, and we keep on practicing every month. I don't lead you or I don't guide you into meditation, but we just sit down in silence all together, and without effort, without without intruding to our thoughts, to our emotions, we sit down and practice meditation. And we keep on practicing meditation each and every day for at least 20 to 30 minutes. And that's why classic Vedic meditation students are living amazing lives. They are going on a fully deep spiritual journey, transforming everything and anything in their lives. And of course, when you look at breathwork and meditation, the difference and also the relationship, breathwork can help us meditate, especially if you are a beginner. Breathwork is a great way to prepare for meditation, because breathing is the bridge between the mind and the body. Focusing on your breath calms the disorganized mind and relaxes the body. It allows us to stay on our own. It strengthens our focus before we dive into deep meditation. And especially if you're complaining that you can't stop the mind or turn inwards, breathing will help you, because there are more than 200 dysfunctional breathing related issues: panic attack, anxiety, depression. And that mind, the reason you can't stop your mind is your dysfunctional breathing habit. So if you work on your breathing, and if you have a more healthier breathing, you will be able to go deeper into your meditation. You will get ready for your meditation with deep breathing. and with breathing practice. So what I suggest is, if you want to practice breathwork every day, download BreathHub right now from Apple Store. Practice guided breathwork sessions. Get ready for a meditation. Get ready for something deeper. Instead of going out there and trying to meditate or trying other meditation apps, which are just relaxation apps, I think trying breathwork is much more fast. It's much more effective, because the reason you can't meditate by yourself, and if you can't meditate by yourself, that's not meditation. The reason you can't meditate by yourself is your dysfunctional breathing and dysfunctional thinking habits. So first, start with working on your breath, working on your mind. That's what we do with our curriculum. That's why we lead our students into breathing practices, into mind work, first transforming the mind, and then lead them into classic Vedic meditation, because it's much more easier. Okay, and another question you've been asking us: what should I do when I start meditation? Meditation is a very deep process, but also has a very simple basis. You close your eyes and do it alone, without music, without anyone, without any guidance, and do it alone. Sit with yourself for at least 20 minutes without trying to change your mind, without trying to change your thoughts, without trying to stop the mind. And as you do this, you don't try to be positive or feel good. We don't try to change how we feel. That's why, if you want to change how you feel, if you want to feel better, or if you want to feel more positive, practice breathwork. Meditation has nothing to do with that. That's why I don't think the practices that lead to relaxation or feeling good are meditation, because meditation is not about changing how you feel. It is all about closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, and just diving in and just staying with yourself without trying to do or change anything. And if you're not doing this, if you're not just sitting with yourself, when you have guidance, when you have breathing, when you have other practices, imagination or whatever, if you're imagining a river, a white light, that's not meditation. That's something else. And if you want real meditation, then you need to learn how to sit with yourself. And we have some techniques. I think, especially on the 21st century, people do need a proper meditation training. I hope this was helpful for you. And for our meditation trainings, you can send us emails, you can check my website, and also please share your questions and experiences. And I will see you on my next video. Thank you.